some real strange things to them. And I believe, a big black man as well.
And
so
we told them, when you're at Walmart, look around, beware of your surroundings, because you don't know who could be behind you. There's just too many nuts out there. I'm telling you, I don't even like to go to the store. I really don't. I don't like to go to the store. I really don't care to shop anywhere because there's too many screwballs. Too many guys with...
Gary, like I said to my buddy last week, it seems like the 90s compared to now isn't just like 20 years ago. Like, I think it feels like a completely different lifetime. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people's heads got... This whole country, under 8 years of Obama, completely went... I don't even know 180 or 360.
America.
Went like 4 million. Like, what's that?
He divided America. Obama hated America.
If I'll tell you what, like Charlie Daniels said a couple days ago, he said people don't realize how close we were to losing this country completely, and he's not exaggerating. Like, if Hillary would have won, I was ready to kiss America. Within 4 years, we would have been sold out to Middle East, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Now ISIS ran out of money.
I know, ain't that
disband.
Because Obama and his administration were supplying them, and that might even come out here pretty soon.
He supplied
I know they're in hot water, and they
gave guns to the drug cartel.
Well, they created ISIS. The CIA created ISIS to overthrow Assad in Syria. So they supplied them with a boatload of weapons and all that stuff, and then they just went completely, what's the word called, solo. So, I mean, Benghazi had a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah,
with
Benghazi. And the thing about it is, as far as I'm concerned, Hillary is a murderer. She is.
She is.
She killed him.
I think over 100 people on record, her and Bill.
She killed him.
The Clinton body count, I think, it's bad.
Yeah.
If she gets exposed for everything she's done, the Clinton Foundation's done, it's going to be bad. And honestly, the way her followers are, and like the liberals out there, I don't know what they're going to do. They're either just going to go completely nuts, or they're just going to shut down.
Yeah.
It's not like to have an argument now, but I mean, what else, that's what I fear. That they just Hillary might just tell them, hey, when basically they have been telling them, to start riots and don't,
destroy
your
cities.
Voice out. Yeah.
Destroy people's hard-earned money that they use to build these storefronts, and they come in there and break windows and everything else just for some kind of statement. It's just crazy. I would be nervous going down to Florida in a way, because you don't know what's down there either. I mean, seriously, it could be all kinds of stuff going on down there. They could... I don't know about Florida. I love to go down there, but I wonder if I'd be fearing for my life or not. Really.
I'll tell you what, Florida should be all right, but Hollywood Boulevard in L.A., don't even walk down that place with a Make America Again hat on, because I've seen some videos, and it's disgusting.
And there was a time I wanted to go to Los Angeles on a vacation, because I've always wanted to see Hollywood and L.A. Not anymore. Not anymore.
No, I don't. Seriously, I've lost all interest. I love Keanu Reeves. He will always be my favorite actor. That's pretty much the only one I care about. Mm-hmm. But as far as I'm willing to get ready if, he comes out and says, or if he gets busted with, sexual harassment or whatever. I'm not causing cognitively dissonant enough to not be like, okay, dude, bye, It's Hollywood. They don't do nothing for me. He's a great entertainer, and he's very good with charity and all that stuff. And all of my buddies that live out in L.A. that kind of know him, they run into him a lot, and they said he's just the nicest dude.
Wow.
But as for Hollywood itself, I'm right with you, Gary. Like, I don't care to ever go back. Most of them will never get my money ever again.
Before you came on, I was talking about Mr. Rogers. I think today we need him. We really need him more than ever. Now, they're going to do is they're making a biopic about Mr. Rogers. And they picked Tom Hanks to do the part.
I seen that.
And I'm wondering if that's a good pick. I mean, he does look kind of like Mr. Rogers.
I mean, he's a fantastic actor. You can't probably get any better than that.
I think that's kind of a good casting job.
Mm-hmm. It's about time. Honestly, I didn't even see it coming. I thought by now they would make a movie, biopic about him. It's nice to see them doing that.
Because he was I was always proud to say around here that that's where he came from. WQED Channel 13. He was it was nationally syndicated after that. But we were the first to see him. Kind of like Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh was on KQV. He was Jeff Christie. He was a disc jockey.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh,
actually, he was on WIXZ in McKeesport. And then I guess they fired him, and he ended up over there. I was on a contract dispute, and then KQV picked him up.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And that was back in the day. You really couldn't hear him because they cut the signal after a certain time in Beaver County. They'd go, you couldn't hear him. It's about the same time WNBA used to go off the air. And I tried to get on that station a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of times I tried.
I'll get on Coast to Coast once in a while. I think 3 times total, but for every 15 calls I make, no, not even more than that. For every 30 calls I make, I'll get on. So and you have to wait 2 hours.
You gotta try Spreaker though. You gotta try and start your own gig, man. It'd be interesting.
I would like to. I just don't know how.
There's one called Spaced Out Radio you gotta listen to. It's pretty good.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on there.
Some of the stories I've heard on Coast to Coast, like Mel's Hole, is just fascinating.
Well, you remember, I don't know if you get it where you're at, but they have another show on Saturday night from 8 to midnight our time, but I think it's 9 to 1 for you guys, is Somewhere in Time. What they do is they take some of the old Art Bell reruns and replay them.
Yeah, I've caught, most of the time now, I'll put on Coast to Coast when I'm about to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't stay up late enough to listen to it live anymore. Except unless it's on weekends and I'm up. But for the most part, I'll put it on YouTube, and it's all segment-free, no commercials, and just gets right to the point.
Oh, so you have the, YouTube. They only give you an hour, though. They used to be able to do it, but I think they caught him. Somebody else was putting their stuff on, and they were full interviews, and they caught him. I was doing something not very good either, but I was taking clips. I have another show like this called Way Out There. It's kind of like Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
And I played clips of interviews. But I got one of his guests, a guy named J.M. DeBoard. He is a dream analyst, and he got on my show. So I had a Coast to Coast guest.
That's
I
cool.
One. Yeah, I nabbed him.
I wonder if it's the same guy. I might have just been listening to him last week. They had a dream analysis person on. I think that might have been him.
Yeah, he's very interesting. And I've been trying to do lucid dreaming and stuff like that, but I think it requires that you have to remember your dreams night after night after night, and I'm not one of those who remember it, because mine are really
It's not, Gary, here's the trick. It's not hard. Dreams are based on muscle memory. If you wake up and move, oh, hey, little guy,
Yeah, that's
if you wake up and move first, it's adorable.
Miguel,
Aww.
station mascot.
Yeah, if you stay still in the morning and don't move and think about your dream, you'll remember everything. Once you start moving, the chemical in your brain is something to do with muscle memory. Once you start moving, you could kiss it goodbye. This dude said that, and I've been doing it since, to the point, Gary, where if I have a dream more than 3 or 4 nights in a row, I'll be able, and I have been lately a lot. Then after that, I'm able to control them. Like, I can control my dreams. I'm getting to the point where I can almost control everything in my dream. And
no, I've done that. I have picked up where I left off once.
That's cool when that happens.
It's fascinating. Really.
But when you can look at your hands and then look up and, like, pretty much change anything you want. I had a couple dreams where I had almost that much freedom in them. But then it kind of went away because I started not remembering my dreams as much. But they do eventually, at least to me, they become more vivid the more I consistently have them.
Wow. As I know, the other one would be astro travel, which is kind of a fascinating thing to try, too. But the thing I'm afraid of that is, if you travel out of your body, some demon might take it over. So
that's true.
So I wouldn't even try it.
Yeah.
It's great because they say you can travel wherever you want to in that way, but...
Yeah. Well, that's like remote viewing. Some people can legitimately remote view things.
Yeah, remote viewing's another one. And then I had this one site that I think I'm going to get off of. It's a YouTube channel, and you got these people on there who claim they went into the future. It's hysterical. I listened to some of this. It's just, it's fake.
It's very entertaining. I love reading things like that.
Some guy who claims he was from the year he went to the year 6000.
Yeah.
Has pictures and everything.
How would you even? You wouldn't even be able to describe anything from the year 6000. I think I read the same one.
It has this picture, and it looks like it could be photoshopped. It looks blurry in places you can't really tell. It's
of course.
It's hilarious.
You ain't going to be able to take a legitimate photo in the year 6000.
Or even a video, for that matter. Now I thought I'd say, try that. Bring back something.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? One of those people could be right there. You never know.
Yeah. So
I like that. I've always been open-minded to that. That always just, ever since Back to the Future when I was a kid, that just fascinates me.
Will you watch that series, Timeless?
No, I think my buddy told me about it. I haven't watched it yet, though.
It's in its second season. I think if you have Hulu, you can watch the first season on there. I think it's on there.
Oh, okay. So I heard it was a pretty good show.
I got a Roku, so I can watch stuff like that on there.
That's what me and my girlfriend had. I loved it.
And you probably have to pay, I don't remember the rate, but it's not really that bad for Hulu. I mean, they're really keeping it reasonable. And
yeah.
And we have that Netflix. I think Netflix has been pretty good at keeping their prices and not messing around too much.
So that's what we did. We got rid of our cable and just got Roku and Netflix and Hulu, and we were set.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, we still have, my wife and I still have the cable a little bit, because I like the TiVo.
Yeah.
And we were recording that. We have Decades, the other rerun channel. They were doing a marathon of the Rookies, which was Sam Millville, Kate Jackson, before she was an Angel. It was called The Rookies.
Huh.
It was a good cop series. It was on for a long time, about maybe 4 years. From 72 to 76.
Wow.
ABC, yeah. Another friend of mine, I used to always play around like we were Mike Danko and Chris Owens. His name is Chris George. He was a friend of mine. Went to school with him. Christopher George, yeah. He has the same name as a famous actor. He just died here a couple years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You know any of the, well, you probably don't. Through Stephen Mucha, maybe? He'll tell you about, I thought maybe he told you about Chris George or David Hudasak. A lot of the guys went to Quigley.
Huh. No, I don't think he ever mentioned them.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I was in high school with Stephen at Quigley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fabulous. We're going to have to do this more often, you know, have you come on.
Absolutely.
I'm trying three-way. I'm trying to see if we can have you on and then have callers, but I don't get enough callers for that yet.
Yeah.
But
this is fun, though. I never did the Skype, the video. It's pretty cool. It was the first time for
Skype,
that.
I had trouble with them over the past 2 days. I finally got back in. I don't know. I think they got bought out by Microsoft or something because I had a heck of a time getting in. Every time I go in, they had to make me go through those stupid little numbers and letters and stuff you have to type in to confirm. And I was getting frustrated with them. I was almost ready to dump Skype altogether. But I went into Microsoft and had to do a new password. So it worked after that.
Yeah. I heard Skype was pretty cool. I've never used Skype before.
So I thought, wonder if this would work if I use Skype, have you on here, and have callers on Skype. But I don't know if that Skype would like Facebook Messenger call or not. That would be, I don't know if that would work.
Yeah.
I might have to do phone line. Well, this I have a generic cell phone. You know, I got one of them old ones. Like I was telling you before, when we talked on the phone, it was on one of these little doodads, and they're Obama phones, and they're worthless. Okay, I can get Facebook on it, but you can only see the headlines. You know, so I'm going to trade it in for a smartphone, and if I do that, then I can build. I'm trying to see if I can build a phone patch through my mixer system. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try.
That's possible.
I think it would, I don't know, through Bluetooth or something. Anyway, I'd be able to plug it into my mixer. I have an old mixer, Radio Shack, and I don't have a cord to it. It runs on batteries, so I kill my batteries after every show. So I need to get a decent mixing system eventually. I have 2 generic little consoles, and they're okay. I have one that a friend of mine gave me, or church, but it's got different connections than RCA. So I have to go through this bit of getting those big fat jacks and 2-ended wire.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I can even get those. They're working here. So I'm trying to find a different connection, but it works for now. And it gets me through. I can even plug my VCR in and play music through on the air. I get music from there too and run it. I use the audio. That's all my VCR is. I just use it for audio track.
Yeah.
And that's how I can automate my radio station, actually.
That's cool.
I have all programming on there, audio, radio programming, and I just let it run.
Oh.
So, yeah. I think it's going to be interesting tonight. I'm going to listen to the State of the Union. Oh, it's funny because I guess somebody made a typing error on the State of the Union address tickets. Someone hit an M instead of an N, which is real easy to do if you're typing, because the M and the N are together on the keyboard.
Trump?
Yeah. I don't know who typed it, but it's hilarious. The tickets have a State of the Union address. So they had to make all new ones. They had to make all new ones.
I'll tell you what, Gary, if he does speak about the memo during the State of the Union, it's going to be bad. Well, I mean, it's going to be good, but...
He's going to wear his flag up the pole. I don't know.
So what's going to leak out?
They're comparing this whole bit with Watergate.
Oh no, this is gonna put
They're
Watergate.
comparing to Watergate because they think he's perjuring himself.
Yeah.
So
If he testifies, which he shouldn't, he really shouldn't, they're gonna not get him on anything they're questioning him with. They're gonna try to just get him to lie in general, and that's all it takes.
Yeah. Then it's
But
impeachment
honest to
proceedings.
God, Gary,
They're talking it.
the more, my buddy even said, the more the left think he's just completely dumb, is the more he has them in his palm.
Yeah.
He's a smart Gary. He's a lot smarter than people know.
Well, he was a shrewd businessman before he was president.
Exactly. I think a lot of people do. A lot of millennials think he came from this reality show called The Apprentice, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misinformed people out there right now, and it's sad.
His father raised him to be a businessman. His father started it. His father was a businessman. It goes way, way back. He started out he was a kid. I mean, he goes way, way back. And look how...
That's a researching. He didn't get left all those, like the $100 million his dad was worth. Each kid, I think, they got $1 million and they had to split it, or they each got $1 million.
Yeah.
But he invested that $1 million and became who he was, with his father's help, of course. But he did do a lot of things on his own, and he's a smart fish.
Yeah. Yeah, they underestimate him, but time is... I don't know.
They never thought. Hillary and them cheated so bad, and they still lost.
Yeah.
That's why they're so sour about it. They really were. They just were expecting her to win, and that's still why all this is going on.
Yeah.
They just can't believe it.
Cry collusion. That's what it is. Wah. Sore
They're
losers.
going to find out that the real collusion was with the Democrats in Russia, and it's going to be bad. And I think everybody from possibly Mueller, definitely Comey, Hillary, Obama, Eric Sachs, they're all going bye-bye for a long time.
Yeah.
And they know it. That's why don't think it's a coincidence that Hillary Clinton's house was on fire 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A coincidence. She was definitely, I'm sorry, yeah, she was definitely doing something, burning something.
Yeah, burning something. And it went out of hand.
Like it always does with
Find out that an ashtray is not enough room to burn all the papers.
Yeah.
Man.
I hope it all. People deserve to know the truth. You know, they really do. And this might actually wake up a lot of people.
Yeah, you more than likely be right on that. It's just hilarious. That's all. It is just too much. The news.
It is. It's every day now. There's something every day. Breaking news every 20 minutes at this point.
Yeah. Yep. Every 20 minutes. And like I said, I was telling him before, some days I do prep for this show, including I do a literal newscast. I do newscasts. I'll do a 5-minute newscast. I do 5 minutes of sports. I have another show called Gary Shay's Sports Page. That's my sports talk show. So I talk about various things. What's going on with that? Is there a chance they could sell the Pittsburgh Pirates?
They better. They're seriously nutting. Everybody I talk to, except one guy, he'll be Pirates fan till the day he dies. It's just factual at this point. A lot of people were just done going to the games.
I've seen the attendance of some videos. It's really, really bad.
The owner he collects his $20 million a year. He don't care about the team. He really don't. They do need let somebody buy it that's going to care for the team.
She's going to leave Pittsburgh then?
No, not at this point. At this point, he ain't even selling them, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the MLB makes them, kind of forces them to.
Because I understand that a lot of people were not too happy because they traded McCutchen.
McCutchen that was the worst PR move. Oh my goodness! Since we got rid of like Van Slyke and Bonilla now, they don't know what they're doing. We had that window of opportunity for 3 years, and we completely imploded, and that was it.
What do you think of the? Well, over here, there is because I've got they're picked on because I like the Cubs. Okay, but you gotta admit this team actually finally won a World Series. I mean, that was an accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely. They deserve it, too.
And I think it's about time they got a little bit of credit instead of mocking them.
Exactly.
I lived in Chicago for about 5 years, but I never went to any games. But
yeah.
Funny story about, though, how I did visit Wrigley, but it was it was by mistake. I was in Chicago, and I took the wrong tram going in the wrong direction. Instead of going to the south side of the city, I ended up going to the north end of the city. So I had to stay in Chicago all night because I missed the metro train, which takes you into the suburbs. So I was stuck in Chicago all night.
Oh, God.
Oh, I was glad when that night was over because I thought I was going to be
dead. I'm sure. Oh, my goodness. Were you in a bad section?
No, I don't know if I was in a bad section. I was staying really in the area around Clark and Wabash, which is really kind of a quiet area, but there you have to still watch or look around,
Yeah.
But I walked a little bit to pass time, and the north end of Chicago is one of my favorite parts of Chicago. So, when I was married to my first wife, who was not the nicest person in the whole wide world, we separated a number of times, and I stayed at the YMCA on Chicago's North End. And I like Chicago's North End. And I think that's why, over here in Clinton, Iowa, which is kind of like, reminds me of, they call it the Little New York, Little Chicago. It's 41 miles north of Davenport. Davenport being the biggest city. Davenport and Bettendorf on the Iowa side of the Mississippi. And on the Illinois, it's Moline and Rock Island.
Okay.
So that's the Quad Cities. And, yeah. It's just past Chicago. It's west.
Yeah.
Further western Illinois. Western Illinois, eastern Iowa. And it's just a small town along the Mississippi. Clinton, Iowa. It's not small. We're pretty good size, but Ambridge seems to be bigger in a way.
Yeah.
Clinton. But where are you in Ambridge, or are you in another Aliquippa, or are you
actually right across from Ambridge in South Heights?
Oh, okay. I remember South Heights.
Yeah, it's a nice area.
I used to live what they call the Ambridge Country Club in Harmony Township.
That's where I was before I came here. Well, I was with my girlfriend for 3 years. Couldn't stand living with her anymore, so I left, and now I'm back at my parents for now. I'm about to leave here. Hopefully, God willing, within a few months. Just saving up.
Oh, yeah, get your own place?
Yeah.
You still get now you and your girlfriend, I don't mean that's not my business, but are you serious enough to get married, or are you just dating?
Just, at this point, we've been dating for almost 10 years. We've been really good friends since 2002. And at this point, I don't think she ever wants to get married or have a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. We're taking it day by day.
She's probably on the end of a career girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a few of those. But my ex was a farm girl. They were from a farm family.
Oh,
and I was not. It's not that I love farming, but I don't know nothing about farming.
Yeah.
I always felt pressure to help out when we used to go out on the farm, and sometimes sometimes she used to make me nervous. So.
Yeah.
and this is not working out. And she was controlling, and it's like I could come home from work, Chicago, where I worked at an insurance company, and I'd be tired, dead tired, and I'd fall asleep, and boy, I get chewed for that. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the dead end of the stick for sleeping, but I knew I had to leave, and so I was depressed anyway.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going anywhere in radio. She didn't want me to go anywhere in radio.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I was
like
kind
that.
She was like, this is going back all over again. Because my mother, I loved her to bits, but she didn't support me sometimes in my radio work. And high competition thing, they kept on throwing that in my face. But I got depressed. I was bummed out for a lot of times. And there was a couple of times I was suicidal.
Yeah.
And it was because of the fact that I couldn't do radio. And I was bummed out a lot. I used to get bummed out.
Yeah.
And I was on the verge of they felt that I was danger to myself and danger to others. So she had the sheriff's department in Clinton County come and pick me up. And I was in the psych ward for a period of time in the Clinton Hospital. We have a Mercy Hospital here. And then I went to this place called the Clinton County Care Facility, which is in Charlotte. It's all farm community out there. And I said, no, I'm not going back. I already made a point that night that it was over. And I loved her, but she just didn't love me back. That's all that was to it.
Yeah.
You know. So I found fault with me. So I just said, the heck with it. I'm not going back. Got my own place and restarted my radio career and everything and tried to get in nowhere. But I still think that this is the best thing. The internet is the best thing. I mean, this is my outlet. This is probably be the only outlet I'll ever have. I mean, you know, GGRB Online is my, and quite frankly, I don't have to be bowing down to man, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have to get chewed out for maybe doing something different on the air, you know? Because I can see me doing a lot of stuff I do now and get called to the carpet for something I say, you know? So, yeah, I don't want to be involved in that liberal community where, you know, even if I quote the Bible, I'd be in trouble, you know?
Yeah.
Here I can do it, you know? And I even do preaching once in a while.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got about 7. Well, now I got another. I'm on the Spreaker. I got two consoles, and I can go back and forth between the two, and I'm down to about 8 seconds left of this part. So I can flip back over to the other one and continue broadcasting. So it makes it more fun.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Gary, because my girlfriend gets off a little bit, and I bought us some crab legs for tonight. I have to get ready.
Yeah.
But let me know next time. I'll be on any time you want me to, Gary.
Because, you know, other talk shows have regular guests. And regular people that come on from time to time. So, yeah, you can be our kind of our political slash, I don't know what else, guy.
Entertainment.
So that'd be good.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Yeah, you're welcome, and it's always a pleasure to have you on. You know that.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it.
All righty. Have a great day.
Hey, you too, Gary. Thank you.
Bye-bye now. Yeah, fabulous. And there you go. From our January 30th Gary Russen program, Ben Ocemen was on with us. What a great show that was. That was one of my better ones. I had a great time with that show. And I like it when there's a guest on the program. It just makes it more interesting if you have conversation going on. And it gets more listeners. And I'm going to definitely keep on trying to line up guests for this program and set up for guest segments to make it more interesting. And of course, like I said before, each phone call is fair game for the best of the Gary Russen program when it comes back around, because I will usually repeat it on here on GGRB Online, so that if you miss it the first time and it gets taken off, like I know one of his friends had said that the author had taken it down. Yeah, I did take a show off Spreaker, but you might have missed it, but you got another good chance to catch it here on the Best of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. That's such a long segment that I do not have any more time for any more segments on the program today. So I just thought I'd let you know. So, but you can listen to this program and enjoy listening to the past shows and everything. And this one and the programs I got coming up. All the shows from as far back as, I think as far back as March and maybe February. I'd have to look and see on my Spreaker public site. I'm going to kind of click there real quick for a minute so that you kind of get an idea exactly how many shows we've got here that you can click on and listen anytime. So I'm going to go to my main public site where we're still on live there. No listeners on it. But we're down to 27 hours. 27 hours left of the Best of the Gary Russen program. 27 hours of the left on GGRB Online for podcasts. I got more going to be able to come up. I'll be able to have more on here, and I'll be able to put more shows on here. But this, let's see, I got all the way down to, let's say, clear down to March, through March. I've got all the March programs still on here yet. I'll clear down to, let's see, I'm gonna go all the way down to the end here. All the way down to the, okay, we still got all the podcasts up here as far back as February 19th. So that would include all the Bible studies, church services from February 18th, February 14th, February 25th, the Bible study from February 14th, and the last 7 days from February 22nd is still on here, so you can listen to those. A lot of Bible studies, February 21st, and the last 7 days from January 11th are still on here yet. Okay, so you can listen to those. And all the Gary Russen programs as far back as March 1st. All these are on here. So if you know, when I'm gone for those few weeks that I'll be in the hospital with my surgery, you can listen to any program that's podcast that's on the Spreaker public site. Just get on www.spreaker.com/user/5120525, or just go into Spreaker public site and click into the search engine and just put GGRB Online on there, and it will take you right to the site. Main site will come up. Just go to Spreaker or just Google search it, and you'll see our program right on there when you just go into the main site and put GGRB Online. If you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, you got it right there. So you can listen to those shows when I'm gone next weekend. So you have a chance to listen to the show. Pretty much all of the shows are available for you to listen to when I'm gone during my surgery. Now, as I said before, I will be doing the Gary Russen program on Tuesday, Tuesday live, Gary Russen program, 3 o'clock Central Time. 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock East, 1 o'clock Pacific. And it'll be the last Gary Russen program before I go into the hospital for my surgery. And you can listen on that, that day for the last broadcast. And I hope that maybe some of you will be glad to listen to I'll be on the last part of the show. That'll be it. And, of course, you can listen to the Gary Russen program on podcast throughout that whole time, too. So, all those shows are available to you, so you can check it out. So until then, that's going to wrap it up for the best of the Gary Russen program. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll catch you on Tuesday for the final Gary Russen program before my surgery. Until then, have yourself your best of the rest of the weekend. Thanks for listening. So long. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. The blues, the primary start to rock and roll music. The music in which artists express their feelings through music. This is a new blues show featuring the best of the blues, with new emerging artists getting their thrill of hearing their selections played along with the greats like Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Etta James, along with a whole lot more. The doors open in May to the Blues House on GJRB. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. GJRB will be off the air in April because I'll be undergoing surgery to remove a tumor. I'll be back on the air as soon as I am up to it and possibly can. The podcast on my Spreaker public site at that time will be available to you to listen to till I return. I'll be back with more new shows in May and through the summer. Thank you for listening to GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.